Cheryl Reeve, the head coach of the USA basketball women's team, has recently sparked controversy with her selection choices for the Olympic roster. Her decisions, which have generated significant debate, have drawn criticism from various quarters and led to discussions about the criteria and process behind team selections.
We didn't get to see some of those phases of the offense, but the roster, the final roster was put together for the versatility that you speak about.
Cheryl is aware that the USA team requires adversity to overcome challenges and enhance their performance.
There's no question about it. I know it's what we anticipated as coaches, and I also thought it's what we needed. We need adversity. I think to be able to reach your greatest heights, you have to experience adversity. And so a game like that, in an environment like that, I think that will prove to be a valuable experience for us as we continue to move forward towards being in Paris and competing for a gold medal.
Caitlin Clark's absence from the Team USA lineup was due to a decision made by Cheryl Reeve.
What's her name? I'm sorry. She's the Minnesota Lynx coach. She's the coach of USA basketball. I don't know if you guys heard her after the game, but she was asked about roster construction and whether she would make any changes. She said no. But again, she at no point did she say the committee decided. This feels like it was her call.
In 2021, the Olympic team was defeated by the WNBA All-Stars in a pre-tournament exhibition in Tokyo.
In 2021, the Olympic team lost to the WNBA All-Stars in the tune-up to Tokyo. They went on the cruise to their 7th consecutive gold medal. Just like 2021 exhibition, the Americans had no answer for Arike Ogunbowale.
Yeah.
The MVP of Saturday night's game, scored all 34 points in the second half of the victory. She's also earned MVP honors in 2021.
The match was similar to one 3 years ago, where the Olympic team also fell to the WNBA All-Stars.
I mean, this is familiar from 3 years ago. They came out and obviously did what they did tonight in similar ways. What do you take away from this? And is one of the positive that you were in the spot before and things worked out pretty well in Tokyo?
Yeah, if you can promise me that's how it's going to work out this time, I can tell you it was very positive tonight.
Cheryl appreciates that the game was a fantastic display of basketball to watch.
I think first it would be really short-sighted of me if I don't take a moment and recognize what a great game it was, what a great environment, fun for people to watch, and we have work to do, right? And we know that.
Her actions were not merely inappropriate for someone in a coaching position.
Her whole act, her whole bravado is so it's not just unbecoming of somebody who's a coach, but your job when you're USA basketball, the coach USA basketball, like you're a champion of the game. You're growing the game, and there just isn't there's a coach speak code that everyone knows, and she refuses, and it shows her what has to be an insecurity, right? She feels like Shooter McGavin. That's what she feels like. I was too busy winning.
There was a significant display of insecurity from Cheryl that seemed to affect her actions and decisions.
But she took the worst team in the WNBA. They're terrible to start the year, and now they're competitive. And oh yeah, by the way, she's really good, and people care. They want to watch her play. And when put in a situation where you have better players around her, she becomes a facilitator. Like, I don't understand what her deal is other than some massive, massive insecurity.
Shannon, tell us something really important we need to know, making sure we understand why it matters.
And let me tell you something. Seeing them up close and personal. This is my second time seeing Caitlin Clark. I saw her in Vegas about a month ago when she came and played the Aces. Angel Reese has an elite skill set.
Mm-hmm.
The basketball is like a magnet.
Mm-hmm.
She gonna get it. She attract it.
Every time.
She's gonna get the basketball. I don't know. I mean, and there's Breanna Stewart right there. There's is Asia Wilson there. She's gonna get that ball.
Caitlin Clark has an elite skill set with a bunch of top-notch talents that really set her apart from the rest.
Caitlin Clark has an elite skill set of passing the basketball.
Yes, sir.
She has an elite skill set. I don't care what you think.
She can see things that other people can't on the court.
It's elite. And I said both of the women would be successful for the one skill set that is elite.
Mm-hmm.
One can pass the ball, the other can rebound the ball.
I mean, I think that's been, it's been happening, prior even to this team. This momentum, this wave, that we're feeling, it has been sort of this kind of journey for women's basketball to get the attention that it is, getting at this point. So I think we mirror what's happening, obviously in the WNBA. And, I think hopefully this team can uphold, sort of the culture and the level of success and compete. And but I don't necessarily know that this team is going to be, the team that changes things.
So what I'm saying is, as I think I just did, I can make an argument on either side of this that you want. Which side do you buy, Hembo?
This is a massive mistake to exclude Caitlin Clark from the Team USA roster. Massive. We're acting as if putting her on the team would be a patronizing act. Who are we kidding? I mean, she ranks in the top 5 in the WNBA right now in meaningful stats, leaving aside the marketing of it. This is not putting Tim Tebow on your team, okay? This is not Jeremy Lin. This is a top 20 to 25 player in the world right now who is struggling in some sense early in her career, but is at least still representing herself and her team effectively. And if we're to be honest, Team USA is not going to lose because she's on the team, okay? They've won 55 straight games. The last time they lost, I was 2. All right, I'm 34 now. They're not going to lose any game because Caitlin Clark's on the team. So if we're going to put the 12 best players on, and that's inarguable, I'm good with it. But you know what? That's not really what they did either. They put a 42-year-old Diana Taurasi on, who's inarguably not a top 12 player in the country. They also put Chelsea Gray on, who's been hurt and isn't playing at all this season. We've also seen, historically, them put on several rookies, so it's not as if that would be unprecedented.
It feels like there's some resentment and jealousy within the USA women's basketball team.
So it's not obvious to me what the plan was here. To me, it's pretty clear. There's some resentment, there's some jealousy, and you can hide behind, she's not a top 12 player. The problem is, they didn't really use that standard for making the rest of the team.
The resentment and jealousy comes from who?
From a variety of people.
Are any of them the people who are making this decision?
I don't know, but I'm sure that the people making these decisions are being influenced and pressured by people that do feel that resentment, that jealousy, which is a vile thing to feel.
The women's Olympic team said, if we put her on the team, there is no question she's going to be a distraction. Well, you know what's a distraction? Her not on the team. That's what everybody's talking about. So and here's the other thing, is that I've learned with women's basketball as a whole, they're very much like men's soccer in America. They're a little petty. They've been ignored to a larger degree than other sports, and they've got a chip on their shoulder, and they're sort of a prove you belong. For United States men's national team, the soccer fans, it's like you have to have a passcode to even talk about the sport online. And for women's basketball, it's this constant prove you belong.
We spoke pregame, and you mentioned that you think an advantage you all have consistently will be versatility. Mm-hmm. Just looking at your offensive process, we saw some kind of guard screening for each other and things like that. Can you just kind of speak to the value that you see in that particular context of play and just how it kind of makes you all maybe unique from other teams in Olympic play?
Cheryl claims that the USA team still hasn't reached its full potential.
We haven't really got that layered yet. And so I think we have really good basketball players that know how to play, can do things that are unscripted. Some of the actions that you were talking about, where they're just playing after the initial movement that we get and playing different lineups, versatility, each position. I think that's incredibly valuable. Being able to play big, playing, whether we're playing AT Stewie in Asia or, throw BG in there, we put Fee in there. And then we can also, turn it around and be really aggressive on the perimeter in terms of being able to play in transition. A lot of things that we didn't get tonight that we think we can get to.
Honestly, that's the main reason I'm not doing it is to be honest, I'm pretty mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted. Oh gosh, that's tough. No, I mean, basketball is competitive. I get it. Sometimes your emotions get the best of you.
It's uncommon for a rookie to secure a spot on the WNBA All-Star team.
You have another teammate on this WNBA All-Star squad who is also a rookie. It is rare for rookies to make the All-Star team, and it is even more rare to have those rookies have the kind of dynamic, right, that you and Angel Reese have, rivalry in the college game and rivalry in the pros. How do you think sort of that rivalry that so many fans have been excited by sort of impacts the kind of play that you can have tomorrow night?
Fans are buzzing as the WNBA All-Stars gear up to take on Team USA.
Yeah, I think people are just excited to watch. I think that's been the biggest thing about it, is just the amount of fans that are probably going to tune in and watch this. I think not only from, obviously us two, being rookies, being here, being on the same team, but also the dynamic of playing Team USA. Like, that's only comes around every 4 years. Like, it's, the best in the WNBA versus the best in our country and Team USA.
The WNBA All-Star versus Team USA is shaping up to be a fierce competition.
So I think that's going to be super fun. I think it's going to be competitive. You don't always see that in all-star games. I think it's going to, people are going to, try to win. Like, that's what we're here to do, is, win and compete. And that's kind of what Cheryl Miller said to us in the huddle, is like, let's win. Like, the winning is fun. Like, let's get after it. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun for not only us, but everybody else watching too.
Will Caitlin and Angel Reese have a special plan?
Real quick, do you have anything special planned with Angel? Any pick and rolls planned?
I don't think we have anything planned, honestly. Like, we just got plays, the team's going to run, and whatever happens, happens, I guess.
You mentioned that format, which hasn't been done since 2021, because obviously that was their last Olympic year.
Here's what Caitlin Clark thinks about Arike Ogunbowale.
Now, that year, Arike Ogunbowale did not make Team USA, but she went out and balled out. She led the WNBA All-Stars to a win and won MVP as well. For All-Star, what are your thoughts on yourself perhaps being motivated by anything different this year?
I'm not motivated by anything, honestly. I'm just going out there to have fun. Like, I'm not here to prove to anybody anything. Like, I think for me, like, this is my first All-Star game. Like, just have fun, enjoy the experience.
Sports accomplished its intended purpose.
Finally, sports did what sports was supposed to do. Forget how much you're going to grow. Forget the name. Go with the best basketball players in the world. And I think that's what they did here. Caitlin Clark is going to be a great basketball player. Has Caitlin Clark grew this game? Absolutely. But she's not the 12th best.
Simply being Caitlin Clark doesn't mean she has the authority to adjust the USA roster.
So you're sitting here telling me just because she is Caitlin Clark and she might bring some attention, I'm going to leave a player off that she's not better than. I don't think that's fair, and I don't think that's disrespectful to Caitlin Clark. She's going to be on a bunch of Olympic teams. She is still going to grow this game.
What was the reason Caitlin didn't participate in the three-point contest?
I want to ask you how much you're looking forward to this break, right, coming up, and sort of how much that played into people would love to see you, right, at the skills challenge and three-point challenge, but just how did that play out? And
honestly, like, that's the main reason I'm not doing it, is, like, to be honest, I'm pretty mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted.
When Caitlin is competing, tasks that seem easy for others can be quite difficult for her.
I've been competing for a year straight, and at times that probably can seem pretty easy to most people. But it's really hard and really taxing, not only on my body, but like a lot of mental preparation goes into those type of things. A lot of emotional, tolls can be taken. And obviously I've been very fortunate to have so many great opportunities over the course of the last year. And I know there's going to be so many more great opportunities for me to come. So I'm pretty sure I'll be in a three-point competition for everybody to watch at some point. Not everybody needs to freak out. So
there's going to be a ton of eyeballs on that game on Saturday night. And this is a question that I'll be asking Caitlin in a few minutes as well. But is there something from her skill set, from her game, that you would want to add to your own?
Obviously her passing. Her passing is great. She finds her teammates wherever she needs to get them the ball, and obviously her deep threes. She takes the logos threes. So I'm excited just to be able to play off of her and just being able to see what we can both do.
This topic has sparked a lot of divisive opinions.
Now, she has been left off of the Olympic team. 12 players have made it, and she did not. She said there was no disappointment, adding, quote, "I think it's just a little more motivation." There have been a lot of polarizing opinions on this topic. This will be the most debated conversation we will have all day, so buckle up and get ready. Joy, asking you first, was it disrespectful to leave Caitlin Clark off the Olympic roster?
No, I don't think it was disrespectful to leave Caitlin Clark off the Olympic roster. She is not one of the 12 best professional basketball players in the United States of America right now. The goal of the U.S. women's basketball team is to win a gold medal, is to win. That is their goal. That is the goal of the people that put this team together. That is the goal of the team heading to Paris. And that should be their only goal. Ratings is somebody else's problem. And that is not the priority, nor should it be even considered when you're talking about putting together a roster that is going to compete at the highest level at the biggest stage in the world, which is the Olympics. Remember how salty we got when the men weren't winning the gold. That was a problem. We're not getting involved in this. This is the best team in the world. It is a very hard team to make. They take a lot of considerations for who makes this team, not just who the best players are, but how they're going to play together. Because they aren't just assembling an all-star group. They're putting together a team of players that have to play together. Caitlin is going to have an incredible career. She will have an opportunity to go to the Olympics. She will have an opportunity to develop as a player. I think she is going to be one of the greatest players that the game has ever seen. I've enjoyed watching her start in the WNBA. But all of those factors, the ratings, the popularity, people paying attention to it, growing the game, that's not the responsibility of the U.S. women's national team. That is not their goal and responsibility. So I don't think it's disrespectful to her. I think it was, I'm sure, greatly debated and evaluated with a lot of care because they knew there was going to be a lot of discussion about this. But when it comes to the actual competition, you cannot simultaneously say that you care as much about ratings as you do about winning unless those things completely align. And in this case, they don't. So you have to prioritize what your goal is, which is winning.
Caitlin is the absolute star of basketball right now. No doubt about it.
So you look at Caitlin, it's like, yo, this is the biggest player we have in basketball ever. We're not saying the best, but the biggest.
Yeah.
So now when people are tuning in to watch these games, it's not just me talking, it's all the numbers. From going from 4,000 people going to 17,000 average, the attendance. Yeah. Talking about the viewerships. They average like 2 million viewers every time they play. So now you take the biggest draw of WNBA basketball players, you take her away to replace her with who? For who? Why? So now people that was watching before, are they gonna watch again? People in other countries, they know who she is. Are they gonna watch her now? When they go to the games, they want autographs. They want to see the women play. Who are they going to see? That's a serious thing. So now when I look at the commission, I look at the group that put us together, it's like, yo, y'all dropping the ball. This is stupid. Y'all going to lose money. The max you can make in a woman's contract is what, $250 a year? Is that what it is, $250?
Leave on the court, yep.
Come on, man. Listen, if you want to grow the game out and make the game bigger, not just for Caitlin, but for the whole league for years to come, you put this girl on the roster, right? You market it a certain way. You take her to other countries and let them see her, right? And now the money drives up and everybody can make more money. This is dumb for them.
It's even more rare to have you and Caitlin have the kind of dynamic, right, that you are bringing to this game. Have you guys talked at all before this game? Do you have anything special planned? And just how is that dynamic going to play out when y'all are at the same side of the ball at the same time?
Yeah, we haven't had that talk yet. Obviously, everybody can cheer for both of us for one day, so this is going to be cool. So I'm excited. This is going to be first of many. I know we're going to be all-star teams together in the future, Olympic teams together in the future too. So I'm just excited just to be here in this moment and everybody coming and being able to watch. You know, it's going to be a sold-out crowd. So women's sports is going into a life, and I'm happy.